The Brilliant Lady is the newest ship in the Virgin Voyages fleet, and this was my home for 5 nights during a recent solo vacation. Today, I'm going to take you on a room tour of my Terrace cabin on the Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady and share some of my favorite and not so favorite things about it, so you can decide if this is the right place for you. Hi, this is Kathy from Vets on Vacay, where we help veterans and military retirees make the most of their travel benefits. But this video is for anyone curious about cruising Virgin style.
I'm going to give you a tour of my balcony cabin here on the Brilliant Lady.
All right, let's go in. Welcome to cabin 11074Z. This cabin is on brand for Virgin Voyages with the black, red, and white theming throughout the room, and the first impression is very nice. As you can see, the bed is set up for a solo or couple, but stay tuned and I'll show you how it's set up if you prefer 2 separate beds. They left a nice blanket on the bed. I didn't use it, but I thought it was a nice touch and I could see it coming in handy out on the balcony. There are 2 hooks on the wall, which is good for storage, but they are pretty shallow, so what you can hang on them is a little limited. There's a wood tray that fits over the arm of the bed, perfect to hold your drink or glasses or other small items. There's a light switch and 2 USB-C ports on the wall here, as well as several overhead lights that you can turn on and off from bed. There is a TV that is controlled by the tablet, which I'll show you in just a minute, but as best I can tell, it doesn't swivel, which makes it harder to watch in other parts of the room. Not like you're planning on watching much TV while you're there. The other thing I don't like about the TV being located here is it narrows the space between the bed and the wall. There is a movable tray table on the other side of the bed, which you could use for an end table for a second person, a cocktail table, or a small extra storage shelf, depending on where you put it in the room. But you can't move it close to the wall behind the bed because of the platform. While the platform can be used as an end table for the person on the right side of the bed, it's really designed for some additional storage in the room, which is really needed if you have more than one person in here. You can understand better why it's located in this unusual place in the room once you see the layout of the 2 single beds. Then the beds are configured in an L-shaped layout. When set up like this, the platform is underneath the second bed. In my opinion, though, this is where a more typical cruise line setup of an end table with storage space instead of the platform would have been more flexible and functional. Your cabin includes beach towels that you can use ashore. Just be sure to return them or you'll be charged $25 each. There's a small beverage cooler near the desk area and 2 small shelves.
Remind you not to open the door and the main door at the same time. You can press that button and the blackout curtains will close. Then another button and they will open right up. My cabin, I can see the Costa Venezia over there.
One of the small touches that I loved about this room is that they always had a full carafe of water that was refilled every day and can be refilled at any time. They also strategically placed a couple souvenirs here for you to purchase if you'd like. This is Ink, the Brilliant Lady Octopus. Virgin Voyages has the same souvenir but in different colors depending on what ship you're on. Some people collect them with each new Virgin ship they sail on. Ink came home with me on this trip. They also have a sextant, corkscrew, and bottle opener. The small desk area is where the charging station is for your tablet that controls most things in the room. Let's take a look.
So one of the things that you have on your Virgin Voyages cruises is this tablet that you have in each of the rooms. You can pretty much control everything as far as lights and TV from here on this tablet. So for instance, if it is late night and I wanted to watch TV, I simply hit the TV button and that pops up, and then I can pick something to watch. You can go forward, backwards, play, you can control the volume, subtitles, etc. It also has Ship Eats. So if you want to order something, you can deliver it to your room. They have a number of snacks, trail mix, drinks. You can get both alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. And the Ship Eats, which is their room service, you can get free if you order something over $10. Otherwise, there is a $10 charge for Ship Eats if you're ordering only complimentary things. But if you are ordering something like you wanted the box of chocolates, that's $20. And so you wouldn't be charged for that. The time that they quoted me, I did try it a couple of nights ago. The time that they quoted me was accurate. It took about 45 minutes. Sure, that varies. They also have services. So if you need something, you need the cabin cleaned or fresh towels, you do have water. I mentioned that earlier. You do have water in the room and they refill it every day. But if for some reason you needed a refill, they're happy to bring it to you. My staff have been amazing. They do also have maintenance here, so that's nice if you need to report something. They do have laundry service here on the ship, so you can get your laundry done if you need a sharps container, and then of course maintenance if you're having any maintenance issues. The information is where you're going to get your security guide and everything on board. You'll also need to watch your safety drill information on your TV, so you would use this to get to that if it's not already up on your screen when you get in your room. For me, it was already up on the screen, so all I had to do was hit play. Here's your room controls. You can control the light and then make it as much or as little as you want. Ambient light, which is going to bring up, so the ambient light will bring that light up. You can control the desk lamp on and off, your room temperature. You can control the cabin curtains here. They have different moods or vibes. So if you have a hangover, it's going to change the lights. Sorry, I know it flickers. Whereas if you're in the get it on mood, I don't know if you can even see that difference. It's more of a red and pink vibe. The different lights come on. Photo shoot. We'll actually open the curtains to let the natural light in.
I love that you can adjust the feeling of the room depending on your mood. Is it necessary to make a great trip? No, but it was definitely nice. They also have a heat mat for your flat iron. Your temperature control is here just outside the bathroom. There are 2 hooks on the interior of the bathroom door and a nice lighted mirror. The shower is a decent size. There is a step up. Shampoo, conditioner, and body wash are all available, as well as a small shelf. There's a shower wand and a rain shower. The rain shower might be an issue if you're tall, since it limits the headspace a bit. I'm only 5'6"-ish, so it didn't bother me, but just be aware of it if you're on the taller side. And it has a dry line in the shower and a grab bar if you need it. Of course, there is hand wash and 2 hand towels, plus 2 makeup towels. While makeup towels are a great idea, especially for the people working in the laundry, I'm not sure why they made them white. I would think that they would have made them black or black with a white stripe to minimize noticeable staining, but they work. In here, you have your life jackets, a safe, 2 additional shelves, your hair dryer, and a number of very shallow drawers. I really didn't like these drawers. I would have much rather had fewer, deeper drawers. With one person, this is fine, but if you had 2 people in here, drawer space would have been tight because you can't fit very much in a single drawer.
And then you've got some space at the bottom. In the hanging area, you've got probably 8 or 10 hangers, a shelf up top. Then you've got cubbies in the bottom with baskets. Actually, it's nice to have the baskets.
Laundry service is available on board for a fee. Unfortunately, there isn't a self-service laundry available. And just inside the door, you have Do Not Disturb and Request for Service buttons. All right, let's finish this up on the balcony, where you can relax in the signature red hammock. There are also 2 chairs and a table out here. Well, that about wraps it up for me in my Sea Terrace cabin on the Brilliant Lady in cabin 11074Z. Thanks for watching. This is Kathy from Vets on Vacay. See you in the next one.